Had an amazing lesson with a 35-year-old Canadian. Kevin wanted to, good tournament player, good fielder, could run fast, but he batted about 500 to 600 and no home runs at all. And he had wanted to add that to his game so he become a complete player. And he's about 5'11", 185 pounds. Watch Jeremy Yates power around in an arc. Rotation, there's an extension of the lead arm, and there's an axe snap, and it continues to power all the way around. What you're doing is, look at your rotation stops, you're just pushing your hands ahead, you're jammed, the wrists roll over. Watch his left wrist, his right wrist rather. He squats his rollover, he continues to axe snap all the way around, powered by that arc. On a low pitch here, watch your knob comes down, it comes back up. It's a golfing swing. Your knob should go towards the point of impact and then snap before it veers off. On a high pitch, what you tend to do is watch the knob. It aims up above the ball, and that's where your snap's going to go. See that? Wherever the knob is, when your lead arm extends, wherever the knob's aiming, that's where your snap's going to go. You're right over the top, or you get jammed down that one. So just had no power levels here in the 70s and 80s. Again, watch top pro Jeremy Yates and watch how he powers in an arc. 90% of your folks should be powering in the arc, and then we work on extension and snap. One more swing we'll take a look at here. Again, knob comes way up, and you right over the top. So when you go ahead and rotate, we wanted to get, there's so many good things in this lesson. We wanted to torque the shoulder open. The hips torque in a really tight torque, and also your shoulder torques with it. And you extend, throw that lead arm out like a karate chop, and then extend. Now here's your practice swing. We wanted you to practice swinging down. Right now you swung up there. So we need to really work on trying to practice swinging down so we can get to the snap. Now watch, here's a perfect snap. Watch, there's rotation, there's lead arm extension, karate chop, and then the wrist flex for a snap. But look at your shoulders aren't turning. You aren't torquing. Now you're torquing, see? That's one thing you have to really watch. Look at the torque. You're torquing your shoulders and your hips, and the extension and the snap come last. So we take a practice swing. Once you're swinging at a down angle. Look how lazy this is. You got to really monitor that. Watch. Knob comes down, then you come back up, and then you roll your wrists over. We want to squelch that rollover, try to keep it in X style as long as possible. Here's a pitch across the chest. That's what extension feels like, A to B. Point A, point B on a straight line. There's a low pitch, and you should be snapping. When you reach the end of that extension, you should be snapping. It's like a karate chop, rotational karate chop right there. So watch the practice swing again. Look at, goes way up, and then you roll over. So you got to really work on that. But that's how you watch video, Kevin, and look at Yates, rotation, extension, and snap. That's how you watch video, and if there's something you see on video, understand it's not subtle, it's huge. So rotational swing simulator, beautiful. So there you didn't, you rotated good, you drove it inside. You can say that was bad, but that was good. Here's your full swing in the swing simulator. The rope shouldn't come up, but watch. Rope comes up, means your hand path came up. The rope signifies where your point of contact is. Watch that when you do it correctly. It stays down, hands stay down on the level of the rope doesn't go. Now the rope should pull to the inside because your rotation is going to pull it. See how much that's distended to the inside? So you have to really monitor to make sure you do these drills right, to make sure you improve properly. So you can take that at a down angle and you can swing down to the point of contact. Since most strikes are going to be between your chest and your waist, the initial hand path is down. You have to trust that, but then you go ahead and your rotation will flatten it out. The only time your hand path is going to be leveled up is on a pitch that's chest to shoulder high, like right there. Now watch Cannell's left shoulder. The left shoulder also will guide. Watch, the left shoulder is going down to a low pitch. That allows you to, while it's Cannell here, top pro, to karate chop down through the ball. Look at that. Right here, your left shoulder goes down, allows you to rotate, extend, and snap to that ball. Look at that. If your left shoulder was up, you wouldn't be able to do that. That's the way you attack a low pitch. That's awesome. Look at there. Shoulders down, you crank open, torque open, drive the hands, and snap. You don't drive them, come back up. Now on a higher pitch, watch Cannell's shoulders, they stay more level. Again, the shoulder, it's not just the lead arm karate chop guiding. The shoulder, lead shoulder is going to guide. See, stays more parallel to the ground and allows you to go ahead, bring the hands back, shoulder guides, and then that helps you stay in a truer plane when you karate chop through the ball. You get a higher pitch here, watch your shoulder. It doesn't dip down as much, it stays level. But what you don't want to do is get in the habit of really dropping your back shoulder because that makes everything go up. Look at that, rotation. And now here's your hard karate chop, point A to point B, see that? Beautiful, just like I showed you, and then you snap, you finish with the snap. Now here we worked inside out, trying to get an inside out swing late on the snap so you go down the right field line, really develop that Roxby style of inside out slice. You can get a big slice going down the line if you work on that. That was great. So let's go out to the live swings here. Here's your first swing. You wanted more home runs, first swing was a bomb. Wasn't perfect. Watch, you drive your hands, you extend, you snap, you roll over too. That rollover, see that rollover right there? Want to try to keep squelch that. Try to keep it in an X style like Yates does. But great. Now here's a little pitch. Right there you should be snapping. While the knob is coming down, you should get to the bottom of it and snap. You came down and came back up, so got to work on that. There's a chest high pitch. And again, watch the knob. Where the knob ends up, it's aiming over the top of the ball. When your arm gets extension, that's where the snap's going to go. So you want to mentally look at the bottom half of the ball so you can cut it. All right, good cut shot to right center. Home run right there. You want to hit home runs. You hit one the previous year, and that was for an out. Look at this swing right here again. Look at the extension, the snap, the aim, rotation, extension, snap, cut through. Beautiful shot, backside. You hit the last day here to finish up. You hit 27 balls, 12 are home runs, up to 380, 370, 380. Beautiful. That's absolutely a beautiful swing. The notice on the higher pitches, Kevin, you're able to cut through the bottom with your knob because you're swinging up just a little bit. So what you need to work on is the wayside pitches, making sure that you don't drop the back shoulder. See, this is more of your natural swing. A little bit of an up plane. It's beautiful. There's your knob. There's your rotation. You continue to power the rotation. That's dominating it, but you get a karate chop and then a snap through, following the rotation. That's beautiful. But when you get a lower pitch, that's where you're going to have more trouble. Again, this wind back is great. You're coming ahead. Reach the race leg out. Tight rotation. Using the Dale Brumgart 220 U-trip bat. Nice long bomb. And again, here's a lower pitch. Again, if you notice, the knob came up just a little bit. It wasn't as clean as it is on the higher pitches, but just tremendous. There's another great swing. You know, the higher the pitch is, the easier it is to hit the bottom. So if you run out of home runs, we worked on hitting the top half of the ball, and you could do that with good consistency. It's just changing the angle you drive your hands at. So you increased your exit speed day one. Now watch here. Knob's coming down. Here's where you should be snapping right there. But see how the knob comes up and they end up with a little bit of a golfing swing. You got to get away with that. Here's what you need to do there. Bang there, and then you need to snap. That's the point A to point B. And then watch here. You reach the end of that stab, and then you karate chop, and then you snap through. So you got to really work on that. That's going to be the one job when you get home to work on. Don't let it come up. It's coming up here. See the knob come up, and you end up with a golfing undercut. So you went from 70s and 80s to hitting 90 about 6 or 7 times. One of the best home run shows I've seen here. Now you're going to have to dial it down a little bit, but it was absolutely incredible. Really enjoyed it. Let's take a look at some of the live swings, and you know what to work on, and this will be a great drill for others watching the show. Oh, where the hell are you? Tell that middle camera what you just did. Tell the back camera.
I focused on the karate chop down and just rotating my shoulder. That was focused.
Wow. Good ball. You missed that.
Yeah, I missed that one too, yeah.
Still up. You can't shut it off. And you had trouble hitting it 300 feet before? Right?
I did, yeah.
Look at that. That's a bomb. That's 370 feet. That one hopped into the 400 feet. Tell the back camera how far that went and what you did.
370, karate chop, shoulder rotation.
You missed it. It's still going to go out. Leave that. You can't shut it off. That's a nice hit. Do the spin on that.
That felt good.
Look at that. Good swing. Kind of missed that a little bit.
Yeah, that was end cap.
Still out.
Yeah, the rotation.
Beautiful. Hey,
I'm literally just thinking about my rotation at the end, pulling my shoulder.
Let me try to get up a little bit so you can get underneath it for home run. Look at that. What do you mean, oh?
No, I mean, that was great.
Oh, yeah.
That felt amazing. That one felt like I got all of it.
360 there, right? All day long, baby. Look at that. 360, 370 all day long. Crazy. Tell your back camera what your focus is.
My focus is literally just karate chop down and shoulder rotate. I pull my shoulder. Pull it.
Canadian, you came here why?
To hit home runs. Hit nukes.
You're trying to expand your game. You're a pretty good fielder.
Yep.
Decent base hit. You said you batted typically around 500 or 600?
Yeah, I think I'm batting like 580 on the year.
And when you came here, your opening exit speeds were mostly in the 70s, a few in the 80s. You hit 90, you hit a 92, 93. Yesterday, you hit you raised your average by at least 10 or 12. And how many home runs have you hit the last year?
Oh, frick. Well, 1 for an out.
For now. And today you hit 12 out.
Yep.
And with a huge change in your swing, you're cutting the ball, it's spinning out. And did it seem like you took more effort to hit up?
No, it seemed like it took less effort.
Less effort. So what were the big changes you made, the 1 or 2 changes you made from your swing before?
Yeah, the biggest thing that I was really focusing on is a karate chop down and aiming at 3/4, like the bottom part of the ball. And I'm really pulling my shoulder. Like I emphasize torquing, because I already kind of have hips open, but my shoulder is what I'm really pulling on, and I'm getting like a good rotation.
What percent of your swing thoughts or focus is rotation?
Oh, 90%.
Yep. And so you have just enough other thoughts to take that hand path and that karate chop down to the ball.
That's it.
And you came now. It's interesting, Sam. You played it one time, right?
Yeah, I played a little.
And
bit.
you quit out of frustration, right?
I mean, I don't like to put it that way, but yeah, when it really.
Okay, so you came, but it's interesting. You came in the cage, and you start out hitting the tee, doing some other stuff, and then all of a sudden you're hitting the ball really well, and you haven't played for a long time. What was the one thing that triggered a good swing for you?
Just all rotation. The more I focused on just getting my hips turned completely, the better everything else lined up.
It's got that continuous fiber design, not a live barrel, and the sweet spot on this is sweet. It just pops off the bat. I'm gonna go to www.dmarina.com and pick me up one of these bad boys so I can hit nukes. That's right.